आरती लास्ट में लाइक आरती के समय आप
we will do Ganesh Vandana.
Yep.
And then you will do Baba ka puja.
Yes.
We will do Ganesh Vandana.
Yes, please. Yeah. It's so good.
after some time.
Yes. After the Ganesh Vandana, we can start that.
Namaste everyone. We are starting with Ganesh Vandana. Hope you will enjoy it. After say time,
Okay. We have to do the Aarti. I asked them to do Aarti. Rajaji and Viraji, I asked them to do the Aarti.
Okay.
Yeah.
अच्छा आपको पहले अनाउंस कर दीजिए फिर आरती
Rajaji, Rajaji, आप do the Aarti, please.
आरती की शुरू afternoon and then we will start this हाँ मध्याह्न आरती श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की
Jai.
फ्लवर्स కావాలా ముందులో తీసుకుంటాను దా ఓయ్
सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। देवमुनि पंचारते सर्वान्दियारते कर्म साई दियारते सर्वान्दियारते उठा उठा हो बाबा वाडू हरमाधवा साई रामाधवा वाडू हरमाधवा करुणिया तेरा मना और गंभीरा है गाना साई की ये गाना और गंभीरा है गाना कृष्ण नागा साई करो चिंता तुझे पाई चिंता बाबा पाई जो चिंता तुझे पाई आरती साई बाबा जीवा करणारगताली भवता विसावा भक्ता विसावा आरती साई बाबा घारुणी आनंद स्वस्वरूपी राहे रंगा मोह जनतारी निज ढोला श्रीरंगा ढोला श्रीरंगा आरती साई बाबा जय मणि जय सभा कय कैसानुभव गावे श्रीजय गाना हरि तुझे ही मावा तुझे ही मावा आरती साई बाबा तुझे Thank you. हरि ओम यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजं तदेवास्तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् तेनाकं महिमानचसन्तयस्य पूर्वे साधा सन्ति देवाः ओम राजाधिराजाय प्रसय्यसाधिने नमो वयं वैदिः श्रवणाय कुर्महे समीकामान् कामकामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वैः श्रवणो दधातु वेदाय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः ओम स्वस्ति साम्राज्यं रोध्यं स्वराज्यं वैराज्यं कारणेष्टं राज्यं महाराज्यमाधिपत्यमयं समन्तपर्यायी ईश्या सार्वभौमस्य सार्वायुषां तादापदार्थात् पृथिव्यै समुद्रपर्यन्ताय एकराशितदर्शेषश्लोकभीतो मरुतपर्वेष्ठानो मरुतस्यावसङ्ग्रहे कामिच्छदस्य कामप्रेर्विश्वे देवा सभासदैः श्रीनारायण वासुदेवाय सच्चिदानन्द सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। अनन्ताकुलामेकसेरे स्तवामि अनन्ताकुलामेकसेरे नमामि अनन्तामुखाचासिने शेषगाथा नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथ स्मरावे महीतकलानि च भावे पुरावे तरी भक्ति साठी स्वभावे तरावे जगतारुणी मायकाता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथ वसे जो सदा गावया संतलीला विसेलोका जो जनादा हरि अंतरिज्ञान कैवल्यदाता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथ वरालाधरा जन्महामानवाच नरासाध्यका साधनीभूतसाच भरोसाई प्रेमा गदाया अहंता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथ धरावे करीसानल्पज्ञवारा परावे अहं धन्य चुम्भोरिधारा मुगीधान प्रेमे कराग्रासवाता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथ सुरादि कयाच परावन्दिताते सुखादि कयाते समानत्वरेति त्रयाराधितीर्थे परिणम्रहोता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथ उजाजा पदापाहता भोपदारि सदारंगरी चेत् स्वरूपी विहारी हरिरास क्रीडा सहे कृष्णनाथ नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथ तुलामागतोपमागणी एकध्यावे कराजोडितो दीनात्यन्त भावे बलिमोहनी राजहारिराता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथ ऐसा साई रंभरा अक्षय रूपावतारा सर्वहिता कपचू सुखिसारा अनसुरा त्रिकुमारा मनराजेईका काशी स्नान जथा निवसी कोल्हापुर भिक्षेसी निर्मल हरितुंगा जगत्रासी निद्रा माहुरदेसी ऐसाईका घोड़ी लंबतसी वामतरी त्रिशूल नमरुधाई भक्ता भरतसरा सिककारी जय शिल मुक्ति चाई ऐसाईका आई पारुला जपमाला कमंडलो मृगचाला धारण कर सीता नागजटा मुकुट शोभतो माधा सारेहा पर्पल दुर्धारी अक्षय कांते सदनी लक्ष्मी आसकरी जिनरजनी रक्षसि संकटहारिणी सारेहा या परिधान तुझे गुरुराया दृश्यकरी नयनाया पूर्णानंद सुखे हिताया साविसि हरि गुणकाया ईसारेहा साई दिगंबरा अक्षय कृपावतारा सर्वहिताकरो सुखिसारा गणसुरात्रिकुमारा भद्राजेहा सदा सस्वरूपं चिदानन्दगम्यं जगत्सम्भवस्थानसंहारहेतुं स्वभक्ते च यामानुषं दर्शयन्तं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं भगवद्वान् प्रतिज्ञां समातान्तवीर्यं मनोवागतीतं निर्ध्यानगम्यं जगद्व्यापकं निर्मलं निर्गुणत्वं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं भवाम्बोधिमग्नाद्भितानां जनानां स्वपादाश्रितानां स्वभक्ति प्रियाणां समुद्धारणार्थं कलौ सम्भवन्तं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं सदानिम्बवृक्षस्य मूलादिवासा सुधास्राविणं तेष्टमप्यप्रियं तं तरुं कल्पवृक्षाधिकं साधयन्तं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं सदा कल्पवृक्षस्य तस्यादिमूले भवद्भावबुद्ध्या सपर्यादिसेवां ऋणां कुर्वतां भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथम् अनेकासुकातर्क्यलीलाविलासे समावेष्टुते शानभस्वप्रभावम् अहं भावहीनं प्रसन्नात्मभावं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं सदाम्बे श्रमाराममेवाभिरामं सदा सज्जनैः संस्तुतं सन्नमद्भिः जनामोदरं भद्रभद्रप्रभृतं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथम् अजन्माद्यमेकं परब्रह्म साक्षात् स्वयं सम्भवं राममेवावतीर्णं भवदस्यनाथं पुनीतप्रभोहं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथम् श्री साई सकृपालिते किलरुणा सर्वार्थसिद्धि प्रदा युष्मत्पादरक्षप्रभावमधुनं दाता विभक्ता क्षमः सद्भक्त्या शरणं कृताञ्जलिपुटा सम्प्राप्तिकोऽस्मि प्रभो श्रीमत्साई परेश पादकमला नान्यश्चरण्यं मम साईरूपधर राघवोत्तमं भक्तकामौलिबुधध्रुवं प्रभुं माययोपहत चित्तशुद्धये चिन्तयाम्यहर्निशं मुदा सरस्वतां सुप्रतिमप्रकाशं कृपापत्रं तव साईनाथ त्वदीयपादाब्जसमाश्रितानां स्वच्छायया तापमपाकरोतु उपासनादैव साईनाथ स्तवेमयोपासनिनास्तु हस्तं रमे मनो मे तव पादयुग्मे मृङ्गो यदाब्धे मकरन्दयुक्तः अनेकजन्मार्जितपापसंशयो भवेद्भवत्पादसरोजदर्शना क्षमस्व सर्वान् अपराधपुण्यकान् प्रसीद साई सद्गुरो दयानिधे श्री साईनाथ चरणामृतपूर्ण चित्ता तत्पाद सेवनग्रह सततं च भक्त्या संसारजन्य दुरितोगमनिर्गतास्ते कैवल्यधाम परमं समवाप्नुवन्ति स्तोत्रमे तत्प्रमे भक्त्या यो नरस्थन्मना सदा सद्गुरो साईनाथस्य कृपागात्रं भवेत् दर्शनकृतं वा श्रवणमयनं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री प्रभो साईनाथ श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय राजाधिराज योगिराज परब्रह्म श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय
ज्या ठिकाणी मनसाय माझे त्या ठिकाणी निजरूप तुझे तुझे विलोमस्तक ज्या ठिकाणी तेथे तुझे सद्गुरुपाय दोन्ही अनंत कोटी ब्रह्मांड नायक राजाधिराज योगिराज परब्रह्म श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय
सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय जय ఇంకోటి కూడా ఉంది విజయ్ గారు ఇంకా ప్రసాదం తీసుకోండి.
Om thank you so much for joining this video. Let me introduce you. Let me introduce Mohiji to everyone. We are blessed today to have Mohiji along with us to share his knowledge about Baba with all of us over here. Mohiji, is born and brought up in Malapur, Chennai, with the place of B.V. Narasimha Rao and All India Sai Samaj. It's 80-year-old temple. 80-year-old temple? Yeah. And Mohiji, from my personal experience, now presently he is living in Shirdi. He has done his research about Baba, his Guru Parampara, and from my personal experience, I would like to share that the knowledge that I have received from him and about Baba, my experience is that my knowledge is elevated and it has been multifold. And this is an absolutely blessing to us from Baba that it's a humble Guru Seva that we are doing here to extend that knowledge, or is extending that knowledge to all of us over here. I hand over this speech to Mohiji now.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I like Niranjan. You can hear me. Let me share my gratitude here. People who organized this event, my heartfelt thanks to them. And people who are here, my thanks to them for coming here. And my Guru Vandanam to my Guru, Sadguru Shirdi Sai. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. That's better for me. Okay. Can we have another mic to the people?
Why?
Ah, that's okay. Maybe.
Can you use this?
If people want, they can come and talk.
Can you
Okay.
use this?
Okay.
Incoming.
Okay, because now okay, right? Okay. Because I just wanted this to be an interactive session. That's why I just wanted. Hello? Now okay? Okay. I wanted this as an interactive session. So that's why I asked for a mic so that, we can start from there. We're going to have a mic to them? So what we can do is, we can, whoever want to share, they can come and share here, right? So let me start now. See, we are here to understand our Sadguru Sai. I'm living in Shirdi. I dedicated my life for him. To understand him. And whatever I gathered, the information and the life history and teaching about Shirdi Sai, I'm going to share here. So before I share, I just want to know what people you know about Shirdi Sai. So we can start from there. That's why I wanted. So anyone, shall we start from here? Madam, just share your thoughts about what do you know about Shirdi Sai. Just press that, long press. Yeah, the green light will be there. Yeah, that is for the live streaming. Now you can hand over the mic to them. This mic, bro, this mic, so others can hear. Okay, ma'am, please. So what do you know about our Shirdi Sai?
In my belief, he is the in between,
Yes.
the God's who is the one who is the good. So we can pass our messages to him and he will protect us from
Okay.
the point of view. That's what I can say.
Okay. So from when you know our Shirdi Sai in your life?
Since from 1995, I think.
95.
Yeah,
That's great.
1995.
That's long back.
Yes.
Okay.
I was studying my school is also Sari Residential School and it's just behind the temple. So every morning after the school, starting the school hours, we used to go every
Okay.
day.
Okay.
And from there,
Okay, that's great. She's your
my daughter.
your daughter. So
Yeah.
no.
The last year when we visited India, we visited Shirdi as well.
Okay.
And from there, I taught the little things, and she asked me about the neem tree.
Oh, okay. She asked about the neem tree.
Yes.
Okay.
She told me about support under the neem tree.
Okay. Okay, dear, what's your name?
Ekta,
Okay.
the leaves of the neem tree that is sat on were sweet.
Okay, we'll come to that. But what do you know about our Shirdi Sai? Whatever you know.
So I heard this story once there was the head of the village,
Okay.
and then once he lost his horse, he was searching for his horse for a week.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
And then one time he saw a person sitting. So then the person asked, "What were you looking for?" And then he said, "I'm looking for my horse." And then he told where the horse was.
Okay.
So that the person who told it was Sai Baba.
Okay, that's great. Okay, one last question to you. What is Shirdi Sai to you?
He is
Your friend, your guru? Who is he?
Messenger.
Sorry?
Messenger.
He's a messenger.
Yeah.
What message?
So, like, if we pray to him,
Sorry?
then
Okay.
we will also count it as praying to the gods. So we convey our wishes to the gods.
Okay. Thank you. So, anyone like to come and share? That little one? The one adjusting the chair? The one, the friend? This guy? Yeah. See, I just want, I'm doing all this for the kids and the next generation. Going forward, I will share my thoughts. Okay. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any of you, would you like to share about Shirdi Sai? The one, you? Would you like to share some thoughts about Shirdi Sai? You only, yeah. Come on, let's share. Yep. A little up. Yeah. He's a guru. Okay.
And also a communicator.
Okay. Since how long you know Shirdi Sai?
2014.
2014. How?
That's the first time
Okay.
I visited Shirdi.
How do you encounter Shirdi Sai in your life?
I don't remember that.
Oh, okay.
Every stage of my life, every phase, you say of the physical, I believe in
Okay.
believe in that. At certain point of time, I was more with emotional connection, and then Ajna and somebody like
Okay. Okay.
I also started reading science of them, mostly on Thursdays.
Okay.
Yeah, which means that the way it behaves, like, it's not about the God, but how you see
Okay.
around you.
Okay.
Which means, it's easy to imagine.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not a real scenarios. So, yeah, that's how
Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. When I saw you here, you are with the kids. Is that your kids?
Yes.
Okay. Did you introduce Shirdi Sai to your kids?
Yes, for the elder one, yes.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So how you introduce Shirdi Sai?
Yeah, Mrs. Mandir a few times.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I teach Shloka.
Okay.
She's she knows that as well. She
Okay,
also
that-
does that every morning.
Okay.
After she that's how.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Any of you would like to come and share? Yeah, that's great.
I don't need a mic.
See, I'm doing this because I just want to know what you people know about Sai, because before getting into the real deal. Yep.
I come from a religious family, and Sai Baba was definitely a part of our prayers. But then there is also a realization as an adult when you accept him as the guru. There is a transition. When I moved to Belgium and I met Vijay, he kept praying every day to Sai Baba. I kept wondering, what's this anti-professional? Why is he so much into this? What is he doing? I got curious. And then I started reading the Guru Parampara of Guru Charitra, and from there I understood the power of the Guru and Sai Baba. Now I'm part of the Sai family, very active member. And then I should say that, in fact, one way Vijay's devotion and Raji's involvement took me into this path. And Sai Baba has taught me Shraddha and Sabri. And really, I use it in my life as an example to live my own life. And I've seen so many miracles happen in my own life I have twins.
Okay.
So we are in this path, and it's a great path. Once there was a time when I was in coma for a week, and on a Thursday early morning, I was not responding to anyone. I heard my friend's voice, Raji and Deepa's voice, saying that Sai Baba is asking me to come back. He said, "There's enough of being away from the world. Now you have to come back. Sai Baba is waiting, we are all waiting to pray with you." So that was one big eye-opener for me. And then I'm regularly into Guru Charitra and also Sai Saptaham. I do it. It's not something to show off, do it for yourself. It's for your spirituality, your purpose, and your understanding. So this is what Sai Baba means to me, and I hope everybody can find their meaning in life.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's a very profound sharing. Thank you. Anyone else before I proceed? Anyone like to share? Okay. Yeah, please. Jai.
Actually, I don't need a mic. My voice is pretty loud enough. But this is giving a lot of hope.
Okay.
So, hello everybody. Everybody who has seen me in Raji's place. My husband Vishnu and Sunita, we live in Luxembourg and we've come today for this program. So, what Baba means to us, because Baba, it starts from Baba and we live with Baba, it ends with Baba. So I have been born on a Thursday and my parents stopped eating meat on Thursdays after I was born. So right from then, the connection of Shri Sai Baba started. And from my childhood, we've been playing, and it's a long story, keep it short. So many things happened in our life that Baba brought us to Luxembourg, which was, we didn't even know where Luxembourg was there in the map. Still, many people don't know. It's a small country in Europe. So, he is taught us so many things. Now, I don't even think I'm worth it of even for the blessings which he has showered on us all the time. And today, with his grace and blessings, he's making us do Sai Sandhya or Sai, we can say like a satsang in Luxembourg once in every 3 months for past 10 years. This all is doing this way of thinking. Initially, I used to think Baba as a toy who used to give us things which we want. And, and we used to feel that we are entitled to all happiness and goodness because we are praying to him. This 10 years journey in my life, in our lives, I would say, with our mentor, Sri Jagannatha in Bombay, Baba has taught so many things to different gurus and different mentors that life is all about giving, live in love, give love, be in love, and accept both good and bad, whatever he is giving. This is all we've been learning. It's a blessing to be here, Mahadhuni. Thank you. Thank you, Raji and Vijay and Viraji, that we are here today. Baba is, I don't know what to say, small examples. What I have learned is you talk to him as a best friend, as your father, as your, mentor, whatever, and he answers. They don't when people used to say you don't feel, you have to experience it to undergo it. So right now, it's Baba's blessing that we have a son who is 22 years old. He's completely into Baba. He prays every day. He doesn't believe in rituals like Aarti, like me and my husband, but he's also doing it. And because of this satsang which Baba is getting done, many people are getting drawn into this path. So all thanks to him. That's what Baba means to us. But look, and we see Vijay's dedication and how much he does, with dedication, the Aarti every day 4 times. Rain or shine, they go and show up. All these things being together in a satsang with like-minded people inside the ocean, who learn, get inspired from each other. What I'm not able, I don't have words, I have a lot to say, but sometimes it's easier to spare you.
Thank you for giving that to me to talk. Okay, that's a profound chant. Thank you. Okay, I would like to ask some questions. Probably, some of you can answer that. We all know that Shirdi Sai came to Shirdi. What age he came to Shirdi? Anyone have any idea? The first time when he came to Shirdi? Sorry? 16. Any other? Any idea what time, what age Shirdi Sai Baba came to Shirdi? Okay. Sorry? Okay, 4. Okay. It is best believed that he was found under the neem tree when he was 16, right?
Saying that he did meditation under the neem tree.
Okay.
He did the lamps there. So he would have come before.
Okay. Here I am to share the research what I did about Shirdi Sai, and according to my research, he came to Shirdi when he was 8 years old. Getting my point? Please follow me. That he came to Shirdi when he was 8 years old. It is not my words. It is Baba's words actually. Because I'm going to put all that connecting dots, where the sources I got all this. So it is not my hypothetical view. It is the research which I did. So Baba came to Shirdi when he was 8 years old. And we all know in chapter 32, Satcharitra, Baba said that he met his guru when he was 8 years old. Right? People read chapter 32, right? Where Baba said that he met his guru in the forest. Right? The Vanachari. Remember? Yeah. So Baba said that he met his guru when he was 8 years old. And then Baba's guru, made him hung upside down inside a well, just 3 feet above the water. And Baba was there for some hours. Okay, there is a different calculation on that, but generally accepted as 4 hours. So 4 plus hours, Baba was hanging upside down, and he was just 8 years old, hanging upside down inside the well. And then after the Guru came back and took him back outside, and Guru asked, "Now, how do you feel?" Baba said, "No, I don't have enough wisdom to explain what I went through, but I feel good." And Guru accepted him as his disciple. And then Baba said that he joined his school, his Guru's school. And under the Guru, he got trained for the next 12 years. Got it? Baba said that he met his Guru when he was 8 years old. And then he joined with his Guru in his Guru's ashram. For the next 12 years, he served his Guru. That means he was with his Guru for the 20 years, when he was 20 years old. Got it? So, when the Guru took Samadhi, when Baba was around 19 and 20, Baba's Guru took Samadhi and Baba started appearing under the neem tree after that. So, where they were in between? Where was that ashram? Where was that well? Because, much of the people think that the well is a metaphor. No, it is a real thing happened. I'm going to share that. And also I'm going to share where the well is, which I found out. Okay? So, after Baba was enrolled in the ashram by his Guru, Baba and his Guru spent their time in the ashram, which is actually under the neem tree. There is a big cellar basement, much bigger than this hall. I can say it is up to the parking. So, for you guys to have an understanding, that starts from the neem tree and it extends up to the Chavadi. It goes down the Dwarkamai. There is a basement cellar in Shirdi where it was actually the school of Baba. Baba, sometimes we wonder Baba is a Muslim or a Hindu, right? Baba followed both the Sufi Sampradaya and the Nath Sampradaya, the so-called Hindu and the Muslim. He's followed both, but he doesn't belong to any of that. He doesn't have any identity, but he followed. Why I'm saying that? Because the hanging upside down in the well is a practice of Sufis. It is called Chilla-i Makusa. It is a thing. It is a yoga. It's called inverted yoga. We have seen, our yogis, they were hung from the trees and all the things, right? Upside down. So the Sufis call it as Chilla-i Makusa. That's what Baba did. Baba's Guru did that because Baba's Guru is a Sufi. I'm going to share all those details now. After that. So Baba and his Guru spent the 12 years under that basement cellar. Baba got trained a lot from his Guru. And we know Baba called his Guru as Venkusa. Right? Any of you know who is Baba's guru? My research is much towards Baba's guru. Because this is an expression of gratitude from my side as a devotee. Because we know, we love Baba so much. He did a lot to us, but I love Baba for what he did to me, but I love Baba for what he is. Getting my point? I love Baba for what he is, not for what he did to me. He did a lot to me. I'm standing here in front of you guys because of him. Both physically, emotionally, I'm stable because of Baba. That is a different thing. But I love him for what he is. Because, like any others, see, I born and brought up in Mylapore, in Chennai, just 2 minutes away from the mandir, the Sai Baba mandir, one of the oldest mandir in India, Baba mandir, 80 plus years old, which was built by B.V. Narasimha Swami. Hope you people know B.V. Narasimha Swami, who dedicated his life to collect the information, the historical data about Baba. He struggled a lot, B.V. Narasimha Swami. He's such a rich fellow, advocate by his profession. He left his job for a different reason. He left his job and he was searching for his guru. And he went and joined with Ramana Maharishi of Tiruvannamalai. And there he spent his time and he wrote a lot of books about Sri Ramana Maharishi. And that's why the Westerners came to know about Sri Ramana Maharishi. And then there is a belief that Ramana Maharishi told B.V. Narasimha Swami, I am not your guru. Your guru is westwards. So B.V. Narasimha Swami was searching for his guru all the way. And then he reached the Upasani Maharaj. And under him, he spent some 2 years. And he was not happy for certain things. So he's supposed to leave. And when he's supposed to leave, he wants to go to Shirdi because he knows that Upasani Maharaj's guru is Shirdi Sai. So he just wants to go to Shirdi. He was there because so he's supposed to come back to Tamil Nadu. He was waiting for his train from Upasani Maharaj's place. He came to a railway station in Maharashtra. Then he wanted to come back to Tamil Nadu. He was waiting for his train. Then he met one Muslim gentleman. And that guy said, why don't you go and see Shirdi Sai? That was 1936, 18 years after Baba took the so-called Mahasamadhi. Actually, I want to make it clear that that is not Mahasamadhi. We have to call it as Punyati. Because Baba took Samadhi in 1886, actually. We're going to share all that details. And so it was 1918, Baba took this Punyatidi. He left his mortal coil. And 18 years later, B.V. Narasimha Swami came to Shirdi, and there was some 7-8 people in that dargah. According to B.V. Narasimha Swami, it's not my words. B.V. Narasimha Swami noted down there was some 7 or 8 people in that dargah of Shirdi Sai. This is what the statement of B.V. Narasimha Swami. And then he realized Shirdi Sai as his guru. Then he started collecting the information. Only Tamil and English. Just like me. When I went to Shirdi, I don't know Marathi, I don't know Hindi. I just know only Tamil and English. But Shirdi Sai is so merciful that he helped me a lot to open up certain gates where I started getting a lot of information. I'm going to share with you guys, which is not in Satcharitra. But Satcharitra, with all the due respect, it is like our parents. Satcharitra is like our Amma and Appa. Okay? Why I'm saying that? Through our parents, we got introduced to this world. We have that love and respect towards our parents. The same way, I have my love and respect towards Satcharitra. But Baba's history is more than that. That's what I'm saying. The spiritual personalities of certain Guru Parambara, these related to Baba's Guru Parambara. So if we want to understand Sai Baba, we have to understand Baba's Guru. If we understand Baba's Guru, if we have to understand Baba's Guru, we have to understand all this Guru Parambara, that the things I'm talking about, Nath Sambradaya and Sufis. Then only we will have a beautiful gems that will come out of Satcharitra. If we understand these people, Sufis and Nath Sambradaya, we will understand Satcharitra also. We can decode. There are a lot of hidden gems in Satcharitra, which generally we don't know actually. We're going to see that particularly chapter 15 and chapter 32, where we will understand our Sai. Okay, we read Satcharitra so many times, but there is a thing in chapter 15 and chapter 32. Hope you all know about the lizard sister stories, right? We're going to talk about that. So why I'm sharing all that? Because this is my gratitude for my guru to know his guru, because his guru gave us our guru. So I want to know, we got such a personality called Shirdi Sai. Such a personality. I want to know who is that guru who brought up that small guy called Sai and gave to us. So I want to know him. Who is that great personality behind our Shirdi Sai? So that is where my exploration started, to know about them. And that's a very interesting story. Going forward, I will share. But before that, let me finish where I started, about Baba under the neem tree. I said Baba was under the neem tree when he was 19 to 20 years old, not 8 years. Because he met his guru when he was 8 years and then spent 12 years with his guru under that basement. Not all the time. They were roaming around all the places around Shirdi, like Dawlatabad, Kuldabad, Aurangabad, and all that places. Nashik. They spent a significant time in Nashik. There is a Jyotirling. They spent a significant time there also. So, after that, when his guru was getting older, he took Samadhi. And then Baba started appearing under the neem tree when he was just 19, 20 years old. Just think, Baba is just very young, 19, 20 years old fellow, and that is 170 years ago. And, hope you people went to Shirdi. Just imagine how the Shirdi is 170 years ago. It was a forest, actually. And what we have, Dwarakamai, that is the border of Shirdi. That is not exactly the Shirdi. See, when we are going from Dwarakamai towards the Hanuman Mandir, there is an arch, right? And right under the arch, you can see a red stone, a small red stone, peeping out from the earth, right? That is the mark of the border stone. There Shirdi ends, actually. And just think, 170 years ago, the border of Shirdi, it's just that, that dilapidated mosque, we call it as Dwarakamai, and all that, a very bad conditions, structures. And there was no human inhabitation there, actually. So, the much of the population were living inside the Shirdi, and only few people like Bhaijama and Mahalsabadi, they were living at the borders. That is why they know Baba. That's very natural, So, Baba started appearing under the neem tree when he was 19, 20 years old. Then, he spent 3 years right under the neem tree, and then no one knows where he went, right? And then people says that he came back with Chand Patil, with a marriage party, with a wedding party. We know all that story, right? So in between, how many years, where he went, no one knows that. But, fortunately, we came to know that when Baba was 19, 20 years old, he went to Aurangabad. You can follow me, right? Baba, when he was 19, 20 years old, let me start with the timeline. So it will be easy for you people to follow me up. See, when Baba, this Punyatidi happened during 1918, October, he was like around 86 years old. It was recorded by the British government in the death certificate issued. It is stating that he is 86 years old. So let us go with that record. If we minus 86 years from 1918, it goes back to 1832. So approximately Baba born somewhere around 1832. We don't know the month, we don't know the date, but all we know is somewhere around 1832. Got it? So 1832, Baba born, and then 8 years, Baba spent his time maybe with his family, that I'm on to. Then around 1840, Baba met his guru inside a forest. Much of the place were forest. And that place is somewhere between Shirdi and there is a place called, there is a place between Aurangabad and Shirdi. There is a place called Sindon Bindon. There is a place called Sindon Bindon. That is where Baba met his guru. Sindon Bindon is the place where he met Chand Patil also. Got it? And there is a mango tree. And then, when he met Chand Patil there, he used his satka, to light the chillam, and the water sprang from that. No? That is still there. I went there, I spent my time there. It was so beautiful. It is so beautiful now. It is slowly, people started constructing certain things. But when I went there, it was just a beautiful forest. And I saw some hyenas there. I was just wondering now how Baba spent his time there. Hyenas very dangerous. Okay. So there was one Kanifnath Maharaj's mandir, small mandir, where Baba spent much of his time, 2 months he stayed there before he met Chand Patil. Okay, so now coming back to Baba's younger age. So Baba was 19, 20 years old. From Shirdi, he left Shirdi and went to Aurangabad. Okay, he went to Aurangabad. This is what, the missing years, the 3 years. From 19, 20 years, he went to Aurangabad. He stayed under the neem tree for 3 years, like from 19 to 22 years. Got it? So around 20 to 23 years, he went to Aurangabad, and there he met one old fakir. See, again, these are not my words. This is Baba's words recorded in G. Kapade's diary. In G. Kapade's diary, G. Kapade said that one day Baba suddenly started talking that when, one of my roamings, I met one old fakir near a big tamarind tree. There is a dargah near a big tamarind tree. There I met this old fakir. Initially that fakir didn't allow me to enter. Then he allowed me, and he was surviving with one piece of bread a old lady used to give. Then I, took his permission. I went for a bhiksha for him, and I was serving that old fakir for the next 12 years. That's what Baba. So if you add that 12 years, okay, again, I'm just trying to, chronologically line up. Baba, born 1832, at 8 years, which is 1840, he met his guru. And then he served his guru, Venkusha, until 1852. That was, Baba was around 20 years old. And then, 3 years he spent under the neem tree. He was 23. Then he left to Aurangabad. There he spent 12 years serving that old fakir. Baba didn't say that old fakir as his guru. He said that there is a old guru, that's all. And I will reveal who is that old fakir is. It's very interesting actually. So he served that old fakir for the next 12 years. That is up to his age 35. And 35, he came back to Shirdi, promising that old fakir that he will come back. It is Baba's words again, it is there in the G. Kapade's diary. So he promised that old fakir that he will come back. And then he left Aurangabad and he came via the Chindon Bindon, where he was resting for 1 or 2 months, where he met Chand Patil. Got it? He met Chand Patil there. Then with Chand Patil, he came to Shirdi. That was his second visit, not his first visit. Got it? Baba came to Shirdi first time when he came to Shirdi, he was 8 years old with his guru. That is why we call that Gurustan. Baba spent much of his time with his guru there, right under the neem tree, which we call as a Gurustan now. That is his Baba's ashram. Venkusha's ashram is there. So Baba came back to Shirdi on his second visit. He was 35 years old. And that was again recorded by one local called Ramgir Bhua. His name is there in Satchaitra also. He said when Baba came with Chand Patil, he was like 30 plus. And he was having a hip-length hairs. Just imagine, our Baba is a very handsome guy. Just imagine with the long hairs. So he came back with Chand Patil to Shirdi, and then he stayed in Shirdi for the next 4 years. So this was somewhere around 1867 to 1871. Okay? So Baba spent 4 years. In this 4 years only many things happened. Baba lit that lamp with the water, he healed Ranoji. All this happened in this 4 years. And Baba, from the neem tree, again he was living under the neem tree, got into masjid again, Dwarkamai. All this happened in these 4 years. 1871, Baba went back to Aurangabad because he promised that he will come back to see the old fakir. So he went and saw that old fakir is doing good. And then he took that old fakir and came to Shirdi via Ahmedabad. And they stayed in Ahmedabad. And that was recorded by the Kushal Chand family in Rahata. It is there. We can't see all this information, but these are there. It's recorded. Hope you know Kushal Chand family, right? In Baba's history, who is Kushal Chand, of Rahata. Okay. If you don't know, please refer Satcharitra. There is a family, a gentleman called Kushal Chand and his family are there. Baba only used to visit their house. During all his time, when he started living in Shirdi, that is the only Grahastha's place Baba used to visit. Sorry. Baba used to visit. That is Rahata. Some 30 minutes drive from Shirdi. Baba used to go there. Baba used to spend some time there and he'll come back. So that important is Kushal Chand family to Baba. And they recorded that Baba came with that old fakir to Rahata from Ahmednagar. And they said the name of that old fakir is Jawar Ali. Anyone know this name? Jawar Ali? In Satcharitra, we read that name, Jawar Ali, right? And some of our serials and movies portrayed him as a very, arrogant, egoistic character. No, he is not. He is a very old fakir. That time, the age difference between Baba and him is like 40, 45 years, at least. I got his picture of Jawar Ali, he's looking so merciful, actually. And he is so famous in Ahmednagar among Hindus and Muslims. He did a lot of leelas, miracles there. He cured a lot of people. So Baba spent 12 years under that old fakir, not just like that, Why should Baba spend some 12 years under some arrogant Musliman? No. Baba found that that person is very merciful, very compassionate, very wise. Baba spent his 12 years. There was one specific reason Baba left Shirdi and went to Aurangabad. I'm on to that. Later I will share that. Not now. I'm into that. I have a half-cooked information, so I don't want to share that. But for one particular reason, which is connected to his guru, Baba went to Aurangabad, where he, coincidentally met Jawar Ali there. And then he came back with Jawar Ali. That was 1871. And that was recorded. These are all recorded in Kaka Sahib Dikshit diary and other things. And in Satcharitra also, we can see that. Now, 1871, Baba came back to Shirdi from Rahata with Jawar Ali, okay, and asked Jawar Ali to stay in Chavdi. Hope you guys know Chavdi, right? So, this Jawar Ali was staying in Chavdi, and Baba asked one person called Chand Khan Baba or Mota Baba, he asked him to take care of Jawar Ali. And this Chand Khan Baba's samadhi is there in the front of gate 4. If you go, next time if you go to Shirdi, gate number 4, you can see a small dargah there. It is not, it will go unnoticed, so have a careful look. You can see there is a small samadhi there, which is Chand Khan Baba or Mote Baba. He is the one Baba asked to take care of Jawar Ali. And Jawar Ali stayed there for a while, and then there was certain friction happened, then he went back to Ahmednagar. So, why I'm sharing all this? This information we cannot see anywhere else. Because it is there, it is recorded. And it is not recorded, it is also recorded in Sai Leela magazines of those early editions, like 1920s. Unfortunately, those information are not in Satcharitra. But without Satcharitra, we don't know Baba. So we have that gratitude, as I told you, it is like our parents. When we grow up, we know that we are more than our parents. Am I right? Because, that's how the evolution happens. When we grow up, we know much more than our parents. At least we think that way, that we know more. The same way, Satcharitra is the way that a platform that introduced Sai to us. But about Shirdi Sai, there is a lot of information scattered around Sai Leela magazine, B.V. Narasimha Swami's life and teachings of Shirdi Sai, and there are much more very good books are there. For example, I'll recommend one book. That book is called Unraveling the Enigma. It's a very good book. It's by a foreign author. If you can, it's available. I think the soft copy is available. You can download and read it. You will get a lot of information which is not there, which we don't know about Baba. I'm going to share certain information that will make you laugh, certain information that will make you cry about our Baba. Okay? Here we are gathered to know our Guru for one reason. That is why I'm here, right? All the way I travel from Shirdi here. I'm here because I want people to know certain things with one goal in my mind. That is, we all know in our Shirdi Sai Baba's community, there are many things, unwanted things are happening. Scamsters. There are people who call themselves as avatar of Baba. And they are saying that I will heal, I will do this, I will do that. Maybe, they are putting the QR scanner in their websites, in their WhatsApp groups and everything. I'll tell one, a real incident that happened. One sister, her daughter, just 15, 16 years old daughter, she got a midbrain cancer. That's very complicated. And somehow, someone, a scavenger came to know about this and texted that sister that, I will do that puja, this puja. I'll do the Satyanarayana puja, that puja, this puja. You transfer 25,000. See, our Baba never asked money to anyone to heal. Of course, he demanded certain money to certain people. I will come to that later. But he never demanded money to heal people. Do you know that? That is the, why Baba is like that. Why Baba can heal people without money, that's big thing. I have seen certain things in front of my eyes because still certain peoples are there. Such noble souls are still living. They are curing big ailments just like that without a single penny. They are there. Not even a single penny they are charging. They are curing cancer. I can't talk this, so loud about all this. But it's happening. See, there in Kerala, there is one community. They are curing, they are healing without, much loud noise around. They are doing that. They are not charging any money for big ailments. They are doing that. There is a community. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 healers. I'm talking about a community there. They are doing that very silently. They have a very good knowledge in Ayurveda. They are doing that. See, why I'm saying that? Because one of my friend, his dad is an Ayurvedic doctor. Okay? When I got introduced to my friend, I came to know about his dad, when I was visiting. They used to cure cancers and other big ailments. I was like wondering, how is that possible? 10 days or 2 weeks, they will cure. The allopathy washed their hands. Such cases, they cured 2 weeks max. That was a miracle for me, actually. So I wanted to know more about his dad. And one day when I was talking with my friend, I wanted to know more about his dad. And then I came to know that his dad got a guru from Kerala. He is called Bhagavan Narayanan. And I wanted to know more about that guru. He is a lorry driver from Kerala. Such a simple guy. He'll be like, wearing his shirt like this, with a, pull-back shirt and what do you call lungi, right? The lungi, a very simple guy, and he'll be smoking bidi. And that guy, he'll be sitting in front of my friend's house, and my friend's dad will be, consulting the patients inside. So when the patients are coming, they'll ask this guy sitting in the front of house, where is the doctor? He said, doctor is inside, please go. But this is the guy. He is the real doctor. But, he's so humble, he'll say, no, doctor is inside. So they'll go. This guy taught my friend's dad how to make medicines, that's all. But this guy is the real deal. And I wanted to know more about him. Then I came to know this guru, Bhagavan Narayanan. He got another guru. I want to know more about him. Then I came to know that guru is a fakir. So this timeline goes to somewhere in 1930s. Okay. I asked his name. Unfortunately, till now I didn't get the name, but I want that I'll be getting in another 3 or 4 months. I'll get the name. But what I'm trying to say is, it was so interesting facts that I started gathering when I started knowing about that fakir. Because that fakir used to cure big ailments like cancer and other things without charging a single money. And if the rich people give money, he will get it, just like our Baba, get it. But before the sunset, he will distribute that money to all the needy. Not a single penny he will carry the next day. I'm talking about, not about our side. I'm talking about that fakir. I call him as an unknown fakir. This unknown fakir will carry no single penny next day, and next day he will go for alms, bhiksha, for food. When I heard that, it's a shock, this sounds like my side. My side did the same, right? He will, cure people, not a single penny he will charge. But if someone gives, he will collect it, he will give it to people like, Lakshmi Bai Shinde, Bade Baba, and all the people who are there. And also Baba spent a lot of money on constructing Hindu temples. There are a lot of controversies going on. That Baba collected money, what he did, he sponsored to terrorists across India like that, nonsense. But Baba spent that money, he, gave that money to people there, the needy. Also, he spent a lot of that money to build the mandirs. Example, the Hanuman Mandir there in Shirdi. So this was our Baba. So it was striking so similar that, who is that guy? Then there is something else that struck me, that are these fellows are from the same school, like my Sai and this unknown fakir, are they from the same school? Because how come it is possible? Same characters, same attributes. So I thought, because I already behind Baba's guru, I want to know who is Baba's guru. This struck, I thought, okay, if I follow this unknown fakir, maybe I will get some lead, because they are, they very much sound same. So that time I was living in Bangalore. From Bangalore, I went to Malappuram, Kerala, because that unknown fakir belongs to Kerala, Malappuram. There is one place called Ponnani. So myself, my friend, and my driver, we took the car and went right from Bangalore to the Ponnani of Malappuram, Kerala. I was a total stranger there. The Muslims were there. When I entered the masjid, they were into prayers. And when I entered, I'm a complete stranger. One fellow came and said, what do you want? I said, I'm interested in, I don't want to reveal immediately, so I want to start in a different way. So I told him, I want to know about Sufism. He said, okay, you wait, we have prayers now. After the prayer, we'll talk. So he asked me to wait there. So I waited, I was watching all these things. Prayer got finished, then another guy came. What do you want to know about Sufism? I said, I want to know. He said, okay, there is one guy, a very elderly guy of that place. He's a historian of Ponnani. He came for prayer. He will be coming now. I will introduce you, you can talk. So when that old gentleman came, I said, I want to know about Sufism. That old gentleman, he, held my hand, took me to the corner of beautiful, a garden space where we sat and we started talking. So we were talking about the Sufism. In between, I heard a word called silsila. I was like, what is that? And silsila is nothing but Guru Parambara in their language. Okay? Silsila means Guru Parambara. So he said that the much of the Sufis there belong to the Chishti silsila. Do you know about Chishti? What is Chishti silsila? What is Chishti? Anyone know? Yeah. Do you know about Moinuddin Chishti of Ajmer? Anyone of you? You can raise your hand. How many of you know Moinuddin Chishti? That's great. That's really great. We're going to have the Chandan Urus of, thank you. We're going to have the Chandan Urus of Moinuddin Chishti, 28th, right? In Netherlands, we're going to have that. That's a blessings that I got. Okay, because, I thought I'm going to miss the Ram Navami back in Shirdi. And then I came to know that, we're going to have the same rules going to happen in Netherlands. I was so happy that, I'm not going to miss that. I brought some chandan from in this occasion, I just want to share that I brought the chandan, which is supplied on Samadhi Mandir and the Nimbar of Dwarka Mewal. So I think end of this session, we can collect that chandan. Okay. We have Udi, Shruti, Udi, and Chandan. That after the session, we can collect it. Okay, now coming back to this. So I found that there is a Chishti silsila. This starting from the Ajmer. Okay, now I have to follow Ajmer. I have to follow all this. Then my research went towards Sufi Sampradaya. Because much of the attributes, the characters, the quality that our Baba carries sounds like a Sufi. Already, I did certain research about Baba from the Nath Sampradaya. Anyone know what is Nath Sampradaya? That's great. Anyone? Great. Okay, let me say, for those who don't know, we know Guru Dattatreya. Great. We have Guru Dattatreya, and from Guru Dattatreya there is a Parambara. Mashendranath, Gorakshnath, Jalandharnath, Kanishnath, all the Nath Vaheras, this Nath Sampradaya. Baba belonged to that Sampradaya also. Nath Sampradaya also. That is why Baba is practicing Dhuni. Dhuni is part and parcel of Nath Sampradaya. My favorite. I practice Dhuni. And I call myself as a Nath because I love them a lot. Because my journey started with them. Ended with Sufi, then I learned that I don't belong to nothing, actually. Okay, that's a different story, we will come later. So, when I was following the paths of Sufis, that led me towards Mahadhuni Chishti of Ajmer. Then, there is a beautiful branch of stories started coming up. When I was searching for Baba's Guru Parambara, let me share that. So, the Sufism entered India, though it entered long back, but it entered India during 12th century through Mahadhuni Chishti, when he entered Ajmer. Okay? When he came to Ajmer, then his lineage started from him, like Bhaktiar Kaki, and then his disciple, Baba Fariduddin Ganshaka. Please, it will be difficult for you guys to remember such names. Initially, it was like, I also struggled to remember all that name, but later on when I started loving all this bunch of people, the names are there in my heart forever. So this name, please, keep it in your heart that Baba Fariduddin Ganshaka, that is very important. I'll tell you why. Baba Fariduddin Ganshaka and his disciple, Asrat Nizamuddin Auliya of Delhi. See, I will tell you why I'm listing all this. So the Hazrat Nizamuddin Auliya of Delhi, he got a disciple called Zarzari Zarbaksh. So Nizamuddin Auliya one day asked Zarzari Zarbaksh to go to Kuldabad. Kuldabad is just some 150 kilometers from Shirdi. So he asked Zarzari Baksh to go to Kuldabad to spread Sufism. So Zarzari Baksh came to Kuldabad. Along with him came 700 Kalandar Sufis. They came to Kuldabad, which is just 2 hours drive from Shirdi. When they came to Kuldabad, there were a lot of Nath Sampradaya yogis were there living. So they are hardcore yogis, When these Kalandar Sufis came to Kuldabad, and all these Nath Sampradaya yogis are there, what will happen? Friction would have happened, right? They are, the Muslims and these are hardcore Hindus, they are there. Frictions would have happened, but no. A beautiful brotherhood started emerging from that. They started mingling together. Got it? Zarzari Baksh, along with 700 Kalandars, when they came and settled down in Kuldabad, already there are Nath yogis living there. They started exchanging their ideologies. Sufis are good in singing, musics. I love their musics. And Nath yogis, they are very good. They are hardcore sadhakas, yoga sadhanas. And they started exchanging. Sufis started learning yoga from Nath yogis, and Nath yogis started learning singing from the Sufis. See, when I say that, you may ask, what about the sun? The Varkari sons are there, It all happened later on, I'll come to that. But they started learning a specific, music, singing from the Sufis, that exchange of ideas started happening. And from that time, after some 200, 300 years, a beautiful, a very synthetic Guru Parampara started appearing, which is a mix of both. Getting my point? That the Nath yogis will have Sufi as a guru, or the Sufis will have a Nath as their guru. This started happening. And in that, there was one greatest personality called Chand Shah Bodle. He lived near in Daulatabad. Very, very interesting. This personality, Hazrat Chand Shah Bodle. When I was searching for all these fellows, there is one, a great spiritual figure in Maharashtra. His name is Eknath Maharaj. Hope you people know Eknath Maharaj, right? Anyone know who is Eknath Maharaj Guru? Who is Eknath Maharaj Guru? Any idea? Eknath Maharaj Guru is called Janardhan Swami. Okay? And Janardhan Swami's Guru is Chand Shah Bodle, a Sufi. We know about Eknath Maharaj, right? And his Parama Guru is a Sufi. This is the beauty of Marathwada's spirituality. Got it? Of course, we have that, but still, it happened in Marathwada in a very beautiful way. So, from Chand Shah Bodle, there was a guru, there was a lineage started emerging. Janardhan Swami, Eknath Maharaj, then came, Gopal Nath Maharaj, Vishambar Nath Maharaj, many. Among them, there was a guy called Sheikh Muhammad of Srigonda. I want to point out again this guy, Sheikh Muhammad of Srigonda. Any Maharashtrians here? Okay, you know Sheikh Muhammad, Srigonda? Okay, you know Shivaji Maharaj? Okay, Shivaji Maharaj's grandfather's guru is Sheikh Muhammad of Srigonda. We know Shivaji Maharaj as a Hindu icon, Hindu Rashtra icon, right? But his grandfather's guru is a Muslim, a Sufi. I'm not saying that, it's a record, it is there. It is there in Shivaji Maharaj's life history. So, it was the politics that happened later, Okay, I don't want to get into that. Okay, so Sheikh Muhammad Srigunta, he got a disciple called Sheikh Sultan. When I was, learning about all this, I found a lot of similarities between this fellow and our guru. Have anyone know about Abdul Baba? The Baba's Sevak, Abdul Baba, right? Haji Abdul Baba, the famous crow of our Baba, right? See, Abdul Baba, Haji Abdul Baba, he wrote a diary, Abdul Baba's diary. If you go through that diary, it was what he noted down in that diary is what Baba said to him. Whatever Baba taught him, he jotted down in that diary. That diary is called Abdul. Now it is still there in the Abdul Baba's cottage, opposite to Chavadi. You can go, some of our brothers will be there. You can ask where is the diary, they will show. You can see a shelf, there you can see that diary is still there. If you go through that, it is written in old Marathi, OV, okay, Modi script, and also some Arabic Persian mixed. It's very difficult to, interpret that. But somehow, some of our people did that already. For example, the Unraveling Enigma author, she already did that. Why I'm talking about that? Because if you read that diary, you will see a lot of similarity with the books written by the Sheikh Sultan, the disciple of Sheikh Muhammad Srigunta. And there was another guy called Shah Murtaza Bahmani. He is also a disciple of Chand Shah Bodle. And this is very interesting. Shah Murtaza Bahmani, I'm going to connect with Baba's Guru Venkatesha. Okay, so this Murtaza Bamni, and then he also wrote a lot of books in Sanskrit and Arabic mixed, and that he will be, listing out the Hindu devatas and the Islam, way of worshipping and all that stuff mixed. And this shows, there is a syncretic lineage. Got it? And our Baba from that, actually. Our Baba's Guru and his Guru Paramara from that lineage. That's what I'm trying to say. That is why our Baba looks both. Got it? We all know that Baba used to say, Allah Malik. When I started this, I started with Bismillah. Maybe, I just was looking at everyone. What's the reaction of people? Because being Baba's Guru, we should go beyond all that. We should not carry any identity. I was okay, I don't want to reveal much of my personal things, yeah. I was a very ardent so-called Hindu things long back. Okay, my history got a very bad, ugly things on that. And but fortunately, he guided me because I got a lot of good Muslim friends. I used to learn from them, but still I have my own thoughts. Mine is always better. Okay, my paramara, my tradition. We have 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 years of history. And these fellows are newcomers. That was my old ideology. But when we keep our things open, we will learn a lot. That is good for everyone, actually. And that's what he taught me. There is an incident happened in Baba's life. We all know that when Nana Sandorkar, right? There was a conversation happened between Baba and Nanaji that one day he was massaging Baba's leg, right? Remember this incident? Was massaging and he was chanting Bhagavad Gita. So Baba asked, what you're chanting, Nana? Nana said, Baba, that is Bhagavad Gita. And Nana thinking that, what Baba will know about that. It's a Sanskrit, right? Then you know what happened. Baba was giving the definition of that shloka, right? If we talk about that, this will go on. So let me, stick on to the agenda of what I'm going to talk. My agenda is to understand our Shirdi Sai. As of now, we know Shirdi Sai, our Sadguru, through our Satcharitra. But what I'm trying to say is, our Baba is more than that, which we don't know. If we know, our love and respect for him will multifold. That is what, because that's my experience. As a devotee, I know Baba. I don't know when I know Baba. As I told you, I born and brought up in Mylapore. When I was a small fellow, I used to play there in the mandir. Okay, now I'm 53. I used to play there, maybe around 2 or 3 years. That means 50 years ago. Baba is not that famous that time. So no big crowd that there. Okay. So I will be playing there with my friends. I will be studying there. All the group studies will happen. Sometimes I used to sleep. Because that's my extended home. Baba's Mandir, All India Sai Samaj. When I was looking at Baba, he was looking so different. Why he is very different? When our other gods and gurus, they look different, this fellow was looking very good, very different. But when I saw the serials, that time I didn't read Satcharitra. I know Baba that time through serials and movies. And I was thinking, oh, such a great personality, he's doing such a great thing, but this looks so simple. Right? Much trained kafni, only 2 sets of kafni, right? And living in that condition. Right? Who is this fellow? He's doing such a wonders and miracles, but living in that condition. That is what attracted me, to know more about him. Then life took own things, I was into many things, and then a significant thing happened in my life that brought me back to him, actually. And that was the instant I realized that he is my Sadguru. When that happened, I want to know him badly, who is he, why he is like that. When I started doing my research, I will share one very interesting thing, that will make you cry, if you know that. When Baba was 19, 20 years old, I told you that he was living under the neem tree for the 3 years. No friends, no relatives, no home, nothing. He was just living under the trees all the seasons, summer, winter, everything. 3 years. Because I'm living in Shirdi, I know the summer and winter, how it will be. Both are extremes. And just think, living under the neem tree, without nothing, no food. Sometimes he will be eating the neem leaves. A kid asked me about the sweetness of the neem tree. He got a very bitter experience. We'll share about that later. Okay, now, just 19, 20 years, he was living under the neem tree for the 3 years. Just imagine how horrible it will be. Now we have all the sophistications, but just think, under the neem tree, nothing was there, no basics, nothing. He was there, carrying only one thing in his heart, one vairagya. Anyone know what is that? See, before that, let me, finish this. When I was, I always used to share this in all my satsangs that when I was coming back to my Shirdi home, when I was crossing the car parking area, I saw a big mantis insect. The mantis insect, like a stick, like a big one. It was there on my way. That gave me a thought, like, in this era, good lightings are there. People are moving around. It was like just 9:30 p.m. or 10 p.m. IST. And this insect is there. I started thinking, how it was during 170 years ago when Baba was living under the neem tree. Right? I took a picture and I posted in my group. Just want to share my thoughts that, he went through such struggles. How many insects would have bit him? Right? Winter, summer, insects, all the venomous creatures, creeping there. So the sisters, one of the sisters, they replied to me saying that he's avatar. Nothing to worry about that. Brother, don't worry. He is an avatar. He knows how to handle that. That is where we are making mistake. Am I right? Getting my point? When we are saying that he is an avatar, we are overlooking his struggles. Getting my point? He is just like us, born for his parents, got trained under a guru, and living under the neem tree, a human, a perfect human being living under a neem tree, and went through all this struggle. When we are saying his avatar, we are overlooking his struggles, and we don't, see why he did that. We will overlook. He's God, he will, and that's what happened to Sri Rama and Sri Krishna. We made them gods, and we don't know what they went through. Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, the best example of karma yogis. When we learn Sri Krishna and Sri Rama, their life as it is, filtering out the fabrications, we will know how they struggle and still they serve the humanity. And still they are standing as an example. That's why we celebrate Ramayana and Mahabharata. Otherwise it is nothing, right? Mahabharata is a world war, actually. But we celebrate Mahabharata and Ramayana because of these two characters. They went through that much and still they were in a balance. And that's what our Sai. He was a human, born as a human, but he achieved the status of Avatuta. Okay, I have a kind of a technical proof that he is a Jagat Guru. There is no need to prove, but still, for us to learn that he is a Jagat Guru. He attained Sakshat, the state of Parabrahm. But much before that, he was a sadhaka, just like us, and went through all the sufferings for just one reason. He was carrying one vairagya in his heart. That vairagya was, sorry?
Compassion.
Okay, you are revealing the answer before I ask the question. So, that vairagya was lit by his guru, Venkusha. Later on, we're going to talk about who is Venkusha. I'll come to that. But the Venkusha lit that vairagya in the same heart, Sai, and that is compassion, the serving to humanity. Just imagine, he struggled a lot for us. He went through the insect bites, the snakes, the scorpions, all that, and stone pelting by the humans. Not just the insects. Insects, their behavior. But there were some people, they threw stone at our side. And he used to hide between the tree. He has to climb the tree. He will be hiding there. He went through all that sufferings. 19, 20 years. Just imagine, 20 years boy. He was struggling for all this. No food, no basics, but he was sitting right under the neem tree, taking care of his Guru Samadhi, and he was going around that, and he was carrying one thing in his heart, which, as she said, it is compassion. And that is why there are millions of people now following him, though there was no one at that time to take care of him, except Bhai Jama. Right? Later, Bhai Jama came, but just think, few days or few months, he was struggling with that Bhai Jama, right? Bhai Jama came little later, but much before that, as a young Sai, he was struggling all that for one thing. The Guru lit that Vairagya, serve humanity. Only those who go through that training can understand what I'm talking. It will be very difficult. Now we can very simply ask, what is there to struggle for this? But because I'm living in Shirdi, I know what's the value of that. Getting my point? What our Baba went through, I know that. I am here to share that. What our Baba went through. Things that are beyond Satcharitra, beyond the materials, whatever we have. Now I am here to share that. When I was doing my research, when I entered Shirdi 2024 September, first week, because I decided, okay, let me live there. Because I had to go around a lot of places around Shirdi, so I had to do a lot of travels, and sometimes, I will have appointments from unknown people, Sometimes some people won't have a phone also. It's very strange. There are some fakirs still there. They call them as Durvesh. Those people won't have phone. They'll be roaming, wanderers. To meet them, I had to tell the shopkeepers and other fellows, if that guy is coming, please call me, I'll come. And they'll say, Murliji, he's here, come, like that. So I cannot all the time run from Bangalore to Davatabad, Kultabad. So I decided, okay, let me live there in Shirdi. So whenever, because it's just 1 hour travel, I can do that. So that is why I decided to go to Shirdi. When I was there in Shirdi, something else happened to me. Here, let me, introduce myself. As like any other devotees, I started my life as our Baba's devotee, and I was into IT, softwares and all that. I went to USA, worked there for a quite long time, and I came back to India to take care of my dad. And when he passed away, he was a very good friend of mine, my dad. When he passed away, that shook me, because right from my childhood, I was always thinking about, what is all this? Doesn't make any sense for me. Why we are here? What is God? What is all these things are here? I didn't get an answer. I started learning a lot. Cosmology, this, quantum physics. That, confused me a lot. I didn't get an answer. What is this? What is the meaning of this? When my dad passed away, it's a personal tragedy, and where I started thinking a lot. Let me share one incident. The day when he passed away, one early morning, he passed away on my lap, and that time I was wearing Sabarimala Mala. I used to visit Ayyappa, and then I removed, okay. But I didn't believe that he passed away. I thought he's in a long sleep. It took 4 or 5 hours for me to realize the truth that he really left. So around afternoon, I accepted the truth that he left. And then that evening we cremated him. That when I was sitting in the middle of the cremation ground, I am seeing the smokes from the distance. Life is just that. And after some 40 minutes, they called me to collect the ashes and bones. I saw just this much in my hands, my dad. A very hard truth, right? He used to carry me, taught me so many things. A man of moral, man with morals. He taught me many things, and now just handful. And that time I was carrying some anger towards certain people, just like everyone. That moment, I dropped all that. Because life is all this. Okay. And that moment, I become so light because I'm not carrying any anger towards anyone. But I want to know what is this? Why we are here? What is this? Doesn't make any sense. We are coming, we are going. What is this? So that night, I slept. Not many rituals. Tired, slept. Next day morning, I got up. It took few seconds for me to realize that he is not there. Getting my point? Some 5 seconds or 10 seconds, less than that. Then I realized, oh, he passed away. He's not there. That was a pain. And this continued every day. I will sleep. The next day morning, I will get up with that pain. This continued. And I was literally, so confused that I was so afraid to sleep. Because the next morning, what is waiting for me is a big pain. I was so afraid to sleep. But nature will take its own control, right? I will sleep. The next day, again, it will continue. It went on for weeks. I was so disturbed mentally. And one day, I slept. And then, in the dream, I saw my dad. He came in the dream. I was so happy because we don't know, no? That's a dream. We will be, so real into that. I was so happy. I asked my mom in the dream. So I asked her, oh, he's back. How is that possible? He's dead. And she said, no, don't get into any questions. He's there. That's all. I said, yeah, okay. I'm so happy. I hugged him and all that. And I got up. Again, that was a few seconds. I was so happy for that few seconds. Then I realized, oh, it's a dream. This time, more pain. It was a more pain. It's like a dagger. That's what I wrote in my book. It's like a dagger piercing into my heart. It's a lot of pain. Again, this continued. He will come. Every day this happened. The dream will repeat and his visits will repeat. And the next day following, the dagger will be on me. So this continued for some more days. And one day, again, I fell asleep, the dream, and he came. And something else happened. I was, saying to myself that this is dream, don't fall for it. In the dream, I was saying to myself, this is a dream, don't fall for it. Getting my point? When I got up, I have no pains. No pain was there. But I started thinking, who was that, giving me a warning that this is a dream, don't fall for it. So my spiritual quest started in a very big way from that time. That time I started my own company, business in Chennai at that time. I left all that. I went to Tiruvannamalai, I want to ask questions because someone said you can go and meet Swami, these yogis. They are living there. You can get your answers because I am carrying a lot of answers. One question was this. One night, when I was working in the late hours, a mosquito bit me. Okay? When a mosquito bit me, I don't used to kill them, but my hands came to slap them, but I stopped it. And I was wondering, what kind of a creation is this? Why the mosquitoes are there? I'll be thinking like that. Why the mosquitoes are there? Then the science came to the rescue and said, there is an ecological balance. All that things are there for an ecological balance. Hope you guys know what I mean by that, right? So I started thinking this psychological balance, but I was not convinced because if there is a God created all that, why the God didn't create the creation by default with ecological balance? Why should the God create this, very disturbing creature called a mosquito and, implementing the ecological balance? That is not needed, right? So I started thinking the creation is, something very flawed. You getting my point? The creation doesn't make any sense to me. I started questioning the creation. Doesn't make any sense. One thing I was clear that the creation never happened the way we are thinking. Because if there is a God, of course, there is a God. But if God created this creation, why there is such things? You getting my point? So what I realized, at least to that time, the creation that happened the way what we think is not that. Creation happened in a different way. We don't know. We have been told that. So I want to know. That is why I went to Tiruvannamalai, that, this, following the yogis, sannyasis, that, this. I didn't get any answers. I left my business. I was roaming behind them like another sannyasi. I want to get the answers. This happened in 2012. I'm talking about 2012, uh, January 2012. So I stayed in Tiruvannamalai, asked, no one gave me an answer about the creation and other questions, like why, some yogis died with cancer. These are the questions I asked. And about the creations, I didn't get any answer. It was, clock is ticking and my business is waiting. I had to come back. I came back to Chennai. And then after some, I was so successful in my business. So I opened another branch in Bangalore. I was staying in Bangalore. And when I was staying in Bangalore, there's a beautiful apartment. It's a sky-high apartment where I was living. When I open a balcony, after my work, I'll come and open a balcony in my bedroom. I have a very beautiful view, a sky, an opposite apartment, and kids will be playing. Okay? So that was a routine. I'll come, I will watch. It's very beautiful. It was going on. One day when I came, see, I forgot to tell you something. When I was watching all that, there will be, on the opposite apartment, there was some young girl, she'll be drying clothes in the evening, strangely. So all this I'll be watching. The sky, the kids will be playing, elders will be walking, the girl will come and dry the clothes. This was going on. One day when I was coming back from the office, I saw a lot of people gathered. I asked the security, what's going on? The security guy said that girl gone. Took her life on her own. I said, oh, okay. Already I was slowly recovering that time from my dad's passing away. That was like, oh, okay. I came to my apartment, I took shower, grabbed my dinner. As usual, I came to the balcony to have my dinner. That is where my dinner. So the sky was there, the kids are playing, the elders were walking, the opposite apartment is empty. Again, this started running in me. What is this? Doesn't make any sense, What is this all about? What is this life? Why we are here? This, I started thinking again and again. And one fine day, I cannot explain this, but this happened to me that one fine moment, I realized that Shirdi Sai Baba is my Satguru. And he gave me the answer to all my questions in one single instance. In less than a second, I got the answer. It's very difficult to explain that. We'll come to that later. But I got the answer within a second, or maybe two. Opened up. My gates of wisdom opened up. And all my search came to an end. Now, that profound moment that gave me this wisdom was not with me. It was an experience. Getting my point? It was an experience. I was not able to hold it up. It went away from me. So I want to get it back. I want to stay in that experience for a longer time. So again, I want to do, I started learning yoga, then I was initiated into Kriya Yoga. That was 2012. So Kriya means not Mahadhuni Babaji's Kriya. Kriya is invented by Mahadhuni Babaji, that's okay. But I was initiated into something like Kriya by the yogis and gurus who's still living in a place called Sadragiri in Tamil Nadu. Ulimalai Sadragiri, I was staying there. I spent a lot of time and I learned all that. They initiated me. Why I'm saying that? That is a very good thing happened. So I started learning all this and I was practicing this for the next 12 years until 2024. And that 2024, when I came to Shirdi, until this 12 years, I was practicing this yoga sadhanas, which is, in a very generic way to say, it is called Samadhipat Yoga. Okay? So every weekends, during the Saturdays, I will lock up myself. I will ask my friend to lock outside. I will do this sadhana because no one will be disturbing me that time. It will take some 4 hours, 4.5 hours for me to reach certain level of consciousness using all that sadhana, whatever I learned. So it is like a sleep cycle, It will take some 1 hour for me to reach certain stage of consciousness. I will be there for 1.5 hours. Then I have to come back 1.5 hours. So put together 4 hours or 4.5 hours. So this was going on. But when I came to Shirdi, 2024, that is exactly 12 years. Okay? When I came to Shirdi, when I was doing my research about Baba and his Guru Parampara, I started learning the Nam Jap. The Sufis call it as Zikr and the Nath call it as Nam Jap. When I started doing my research on that, the technicalities of the Nam Jap, before that, before my research, I don't have any value towards Nam Jap. It was boring for me. Keep repeating the same. I didn't find any interest towards Nam Jap that time. Then, when I came to know the significance of Nam Jap, then I know that it was Baba who taught Shama and two, handful devotees the Nam Jap. And that Nam Jap is not just the Nam Jap, it also has some pranayam in that. That Nam Jap will lead us to the Ajaba Japa Yoga. That is the goal of this Nam Jap. I think we can end of this session, whatever I learned that has been blessed, I will share with you guys what is that Nam Jap is. So I started learning the zikr, and then a lot of things happened that I've been invited to certain Sufi places where I learned the technicalities of zikr, which is nothing less than our Nam Jap. They call it as zikr, we call it as Nam Jap, only the name is different, but it is all fundamentally same. But there are some fusion. With the Nam Jap, we have to do some pranayam. And it's very simple. See, our Guru is such a simple Guru. He made it so simple that, what it took 12 years for me to practice all that, to attain certain level of consciousness, he made it possible for me to attain that within 10 minutes. You getting my point? It will take at least 4 hours or 3 hours or whatever. Through the simple Nam Jap, we can attain that state of consciousness within 10-15 minutes. And what is the use of that? We can be, balanced in whatever we go through. Like our fakir. He witnessed many things in front of him. Good and bad both. I'll tell you one thing. When Baba in Dwarakamai during 1910, that time, there were 32 tamashwalas were there. You know what is 30 tamashwalas? It's a kind of a drama company, They were performing a lot of dances, this, in front of Baba to just get the money from Baba. I will share one interesting information here. During 1910, following right? During 1910, Baba used to get rupees 500 per day as dakshina. I'm not saying this. I got this information from the RTI, through the RTI, that the tax information, all that is there. I'm going to share some interesting thing. Baba used to get 500 rupees per day during 1910, 1911. And that time, 1 gram gold was selling for rupees 1.5 rupees. If you calculate that, that is somewhere around 22 lakhs per day today. Baba was, getting 22 lakhs per day as dakshina. And, he will give all that money the same day to all the people there. And he will go for the bhiksha for the next day to get his food. And he was living in that masjid, in such a thing. And he was living on the floor, spreading the sacks, and he will be living on that. Just imagine a person who was getting 22 lakhs per day, right? He will go for bhiksha, he will be living on that. Vairagya saw that from his 35, when he started living in Dwarakamai, much before that he was carrying the same, but as per the records, from his 35 until 86, that is 51 years, he lived the same life. 2 kafanis, the headgear, a bowl, a tumbler, tin, and then sleeping on the floor. Simple, the same life. Though he was getting, that time he didn't get a lot of dakshinas, but he started getting dakshinas after 1910. Still the same life. Why I'm saying that if we learn that, I'm not saying that we have to live like a fakir, but I'm saying that we have to live like a fakir inside our heart, not outside. At least, if it's very good if we live like that, but still, if we live a life of a fakir inside, we can find a lot of peace, because that's what he blessed me. I was having my own business. I'm owning my own business. But certain things happened in my life. When I came to Shirdi, he took all that from me. Okay? And just he made me to live there to write about him. And just me and Baba. In my living hall, there is the same picture I have there. Just me and Baba. I started writing. I was doing research. It is one of the greatest blessing a devotee can receive. Getting my point? Sitting right in Shirdi. Shirdi nights are so beautiful, just the moon sky or moonless sky. It is so beautiful, Shirdi. Just 3 minutes away from the mandir. There is a place called Pimpalwadi Road. Now it's very beautiful, calm and serene. My gated community is there, Fortunately, I got a very good apartment there, a corner apartment. If I open my windows, I have old French windows. If I open that, I can see a lot of grounds, open ground, sky, this. Baba made me, even, he arranged for food. He arranged the food, There was a Tamil guy living with their family. He started delivering food, doorstep, all the 3 times. So, Baba took care of everything. And I was just writing about him. I will do my research, I will gather the information, and I started writing about him. Whatever the information I gathered. Why I am sharing this with you people? Because whatever he taught me, whatever I learned, blessed to learn from him, living in Shirdi, it gave me a lot of balance, mental balance. Whatever happens, I don't care. Getting my point? Today we are suffering because of that. In one of my podcasts, a person asked me about the sufferings. I said there are only 2 kinds of sufferings. The sufferings based on survival, the sufferings based on non-survival. When I say sufferings based on survival, sufferings for food, when we don't get a food, when we don't get a air, when we don't get a water, these are the sufferings of survival. But there are non-survival sufferings are there. I want a BMW. I want a private jet line. These are the non-survival non-survival sufferings, right? And we, suffer a lot because of most of our people. I'm not saying everyone. Most of us, suffer. Most of the reasons, those are non-survival sufferings. Am I right? If you look carefully, much of our sufferings that we are facing because of non-survival sufferings. And he left a legacy, our Shirdi Sai. If you look at him, that's what I always used to say. If you look at him, he lived a life with a bare minimum basic survival. Am I right? Just 2 kafanis. And that you know now how it looks. See how dirty. And the one is done here, right? Just see, And there is one thing, there is a padga going around everywhere. I just want to tell you here that Baba never used a padga. Not a footwear. He didn't use a footwear. When people gave him with all the love, he blessed it, but he never used it. That we have to understand. Baba never used a padga. Padgas are there. It was given to him. He blessed it and gave it back. It is there, but he never used. He walked with his barefoot until his old age. He was living the same. Why I am saying this repeatedly? Because if we learn the legacy what he left, we don't need to interpret big things. All we have to do is we have to see the way he lived. The very simple way. If we learn that, that is enough to tackle much of our life. This is my personal thing because I live like that. I turned as a fakir inside. When I turned as a fakir inside, much of my problems become so easy for me to, at least, for me. It was not reaching me. It was there only here. Getting my point? Much of my sufferings, much of my challenges and troubles were just stayed here. He didn't allow it to go inside. Though it happened long back, because of that I suffered physically, mentally. But after that, when I started understanding him, all got filtered here. Nothing went inside. So that I'm living in certain bliss. I'm living in certain harmony. Nothing is affecting me. So, I'm here to tell only one thing, that we have to understand Sai and we should not allow any middleman. That's a very objective, because I saw that in the name of Sai, there are a lot of scams are going on. Lot of middlemen, they are playing in between. They are taking a big ride of our devotees, our Baba devotees, our community, Sai Bandhus. Misleading them. All I'm saying is, understand our Baba. It is very simple. Satcharitra is there. Life and teachings of Shirdi Sai Baba by B.V. Narasimha. It is there. B.V. Narasimha Swami's book is there. Just read that. That is enough. That is well enough to understand him. And I would like to share certain things here. We read Satcharitra, right? There is a chapter 15, which I pointed out before, about the lizard sisters, right? I would like to, recap that incident. When Baba was in his Dwarakamai, one devotee was sitting in front of him, and there was one lizard making a sound, chirping, and the devotee asked, Baba, what is that lizard is making? Is that a good woman or a bad woman? Right? This was the question thrown to Baba. And Baba said, it is not like that. The lizard is very happy because her sister is coming from Aurangabad. We all know this story, right? But there is one untold story is hidden behind this. Anyone know this? Baba said, the lizard is happy because her sister is coming from Aurangabad. And that happened. A man came from Aurangabad on his horseback. He wants to feed the horse. When he was shaking the bag, a lizard jumped from the bag, entered the Dwarakamai. Baba said, look at that. And that lizard came, and these two lizards, joined. They happily enjoyed the moment. And that happened. That man from Aurangabad. That proves what our Baba is. He is a Sarvavyapi. That proves that. But there is something else is there. Sorry?
A horse stopped in front of Dwarka.
Yeah. That's stopped. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, that's the thing. We all know that our Baba is a Sarvavyapi. He knows everything. He is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. He knows everything, right? How a lizard knows that? Any idea? Baba said, the lizard is happy because she knows that her sister is going to come. That means it is not just Baba, the lizard also knows. How is this possible for a lizard? Got it? Getting my point? How the lizard knows? Baba knows, okay, we know that Baba is a Sarvavyapi, we know that, but how the lizard knows? Any idea? Anyone got any idea about what is Baba, why Baba said that?
Wise lizard.
What?
Wise lizard.
What?
The lizard is wise.
Lizard is wise. Because it is living in Dwarkamai. No, it's just a lizard. There's something else. Okay, let me share. See, Baba is a Satguru. We know he is a Sarvavyapi, that he got it proved little later that when the man came from Aurangabad, that is proved. When we have Satguru in front of us, we should know what to ask. Right? You getting my point? When we have Satguru in front of us, we should know that he knows everything, and we should not ask what the good omen or bad omen of a lizard sound. Because he is a Satguru, we have to surrender to him that he knows everything. What is there to ask? Getting my point? What is there to ask? He is a Satguru, Sakshat, Parabrahm sitting there in front of a Satguru. You go in and asking, what is the good omen or bad omen when the lizard makes a sound? No. Baba actually making a mock there saying that the lizard knows. No. Baba is trying to convey that we have to think. Baba is famous for his parable teachings. Got it? And that's one of the parable that Baba said lizard knows because our sister is coming. That doesn't mean the lizard knows. Baba asking us to think. Because Baba's teachings are famous for Shraddha and Saburi. Baba always insists on Shraddha and Saburi, right? Anyone know what is Shraddha Saburi? If you know what is Shraddha Saburi, then you will understand what is this lizard story is. Anyone know what is Shraddha Saburi? Yes, ma'am. Anyone can pass on the information because I can't hear what she says. Huh? Yeah. You are giving another name for that. What exactly is Shraddha and Saburi? I'm just asking that definition. Faith and patience is the English words equivalent to Shraddha Saburi. I'm not asking that. I'm asking what is the definition of Shraddha Saburi.
Believe in Sai Baba, you have faith in Sai Baba, and then you wait for the results with patience.
Believe in Sai Baba, right?
Believe in faith, believe faith in the Guru.
No. Yeah, you coined a good term now. Belief. Belief. There is a difference between belief and faith, right? Yeah. You can understand now what I'm trying to say. There is a difference between belief and faith. If we believe something, that is a belief that it is there. See, if I say Baba is sitting inside, behind the curtains, that is a belief for all of you. No one knows Baba is sitting there or not. Am I right? If I say that Baba is sitting behind that curtain, without knowing that, if you trust me, you will think that, you will believe that Baba is there. Right? You getting my point? That is belief. Baba is not asking belief. Baba is asking Shraddha, faith. The Shraddha will happen only if there is a questioning. Getting my point? If you start questioning, because Shraddha is the result of understanding things. Getting my point? Shraddha is the result of clarity, understanding. The understanding and clarity will come only when we do certain search towards, if we have a question, we will do the search. When we search, we'll get the answers. The answers will give us understanding, that will give us clarity, that will give us Shraddha, faith. Otherwise, if you are not doing any of this and just blindfoldedly believing, that is belief, just the belief. And in between that will be shaken. If anything goes opposite to that, your belief will get shaken for that. I'm getting my point. We know much of our devotees, they will just jump into Baba's community, because many people think that Baba is a miracle man. And, jumping into this belief system, thinking that Baba will do that, this. Of course he will. That is a different story. I'm not talking about that. Just blindly getting into the belief that Baba will do that, this. And then if something not happening, they will start, either they will talk bad about our Baba or they will say, Baba doesn't like me. It is happening. I've seen many. And what I'm saying is, please understand. That's all. I'll give one example. There was in a group, a sister posted a prayer request. That prayer request is this, that there's a spell bee competition going on. And she posted that prayer request for one of her students. That one particular student want to, get into the first place. And asking every devotee to pray for that kid. Please pray to Baba that this kid to get the first push. This was the prayer request. What I'm asking is, what I'm trying to convey here is, if we are praying to Baba that means we are fundamentally asking Baba to push the other kids. Getting my point? If we are asking Baba, I want this kid to come to the first, that means we are asking Guru to, push the other kids. Guru is like a mother, like a father. A mother and father will do such a discrimination. Getting my point? So, we have a fundamental misunderstanding towards the approach towards our Sai. That's what I'm trying to say. So, the Shraddha is Saburi is that Shraddha is the result of clarity. The clarity will come when we have an understanding. That understanding will come when we search for the answers. That search will come only when there is a question. Without questioning, the Shraddha won't come. And that is what Baba conveyed in chapter 15 through the lizard. Think. And there is another thing, chapter 32. You know about chapter 32? There is a Sarkar part, right? Anyone read chapter 32? Have you read? Guys, read chapter 32? You too? No, right? Okay, it's okay. There is a chapter 32, Sarkar part, where Baba talks about his, Sarkar. He says there are three entities. My Fakir, my Bhagwan, my Sarkar, right? He listed three entities there, right? Any idea? What are those three entities are? My Fakir, my Bhagwan, my Sarkar. Who are those three people are? Any idea? We have read chapter 32, Sarkar part many times, but the question is this, that who are those three? Okay. In Hindu Sampradaya, we have the Trinity concept. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. Right? Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. Right? And which God we call as Bhagavan? Which one among these three? Any idea? Vishnu. Only Vishnu is called Bhagavan. We won't call Shivji as Shiv Bhagavan, Brahma Bhagavan. Only Vishnu as a Vishnu Bhagavan, right? There's a meaning, spiritual meaning behind that for what the word Bhagavan. If you know Sanskrit, we can understand what that means. I'll come to that later. Here, the three entities are nothing but Maheshwar, Vishnu, and the Brahma, the four-headed God. That was the three entities Baba is mentioning about. Where when Baba says Fakir, my Fakir, he is pointing to Shiva. Because Shiva is a Fakir. You know what is Fakir? Fakir means, they are sannyasis, they are yogis. They don't have anything. They won't adorn with all the jewels or things, They will be simply, they will live. Shiva is that, right? Shivji is that. Among these three, you can see Shivji, a different fellow. No ornaments, nothing on him, right? But Vishnu Bhagavan is different, He is adorned with all the jewels, right? And why Baba is mentioning that? Any idea? Why he is mentioning this three entities there in a very parable words? Why I'm trying to convey this here? Because, Baba is famous for parables. That's why. Chapter 15 is that parable where Baba is asking us to think to the lizard stories. The same way, the chapter 32, these three entities, Baba says, these are the informations where we can understand about our Baba. So these three things, what is that? As I said, it is Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar. And Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, as per our Hindu tradition, they are the metaphor of consciousness. Anyone know about that? Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar are the metaphor of our different levels of consciousness. According to the Ayurveda and Yoga Shastra, we have 4 levels of consciousness. Anyone know about that? Yes. This is for others. Okay. And any idea? According to the Yoga Shastra and the Ayurveda, there are 4 levels of consciousness. Any idea? Okay, let me share. Okay. We have the first level of consciousness called Jagrat, where our consciousness will work with the senses, the 5 senses. Getting my point? When our consciousness is working with all the 5 senses, we call it as Jagrat. And then we have the Sushupti, a deep sleep. In between, there is a stage called Swapna, that is a dream state of consciousness. We will leave it, we will get into the Sushupti. There is a term called Sushupti, that means the deep sleep consciousness. Anyone know the sleep cycle? Any idea? What is the sleep cycle? We will be in the so-called awakened state, then we will get into the dream state, and then we will get in the deep sleep, then again we will fall back to the dream state and then into the awakened state. This is a cycle, right? In the deep sleep, anyone have any idea who you are? Any idea? But still it is a consciousness because we are still there. That is why we are getting up. But we don't know who we are in that state of consciousness called Sushupti. Okay, that is third level of consciousness. And there is a fourth level of consciousness called Turiya. The Turiya is the fourth level of consciousness. It got another name called Samadhi. Have you heard of that? Samadhi, what is Samadhi? Anyone know what is Samadhi? Samadhi doesn't mean death. Any idea? Samadhi means that is the highest level of consciousness that one can achieve. And our Baba achieved that. That is the actual Mahasamadhi that Baba achieved during 1886. We know that the 3-day Samadhi of Baba, right? Anyone know that there was a 3-day Samadhi of Baba? Have you heard of that? Yeah. Baba was lying on Mahasabadi's lap and asked Mahasabadi, 3 days I'll be there. If I'm not going to come back, you bury me there. That's what Baba said. And there is a lot of, interpretation. I call it as a misinterpretation about that. That they say Baba went into the Samadhi to cure himself of asthma. That's such a bad interpretation. See, this happened in 1886. That is, the record is there. This happened in 1886 that Baba went into a Samadhi for 3 days and saying that people, there is a general belief that Baba went into Samadhi to cure himself from asthma. But back in 1867, he cured Bagoji Shinde from his leprosy. When the man was thrown away from the villages, Baba hugged him, cured him. It is not just the Bagoji. Baba cured many people from asthma, that, this. When Baba was doing all that, why he has to go for that big feat of Samadhi to cure himself? He can take a simple udi or herb, right? Why Baba should go into Samadhi to cure himself? That is one of the misinterpretation. Baba, like us, as a sadhaka, he was practicing the yoga and all that stuff. And during 1886, he attained the highest state of Mahasamadhi. There are different layers of Samadhi. In our Yoga Shastra, this is defined by Patanjali Muni. There are different layers of Samadhi. Anyone knows? There are different layers of Samadhi. Nirvikalpa, Vikalpa, Ashmita, Sashmita, Sagada Samadhi, and there is a thing called Mahasamadhi. There are different layers. The Mahasamadhi is the highest of the highest consciousness, which is equivalent to God. God is the ultimate consciousness. If we consider God as the ultimate consciousness, the Mahasamadhi is equivalent to that. Equivalent, not the same. Equivalent to that. And Baba attained that Mahasamadhi during 1886. And after that, Baba is Sakshat Parabrahm. And Baba left a legacy to us that anyone can do that. Anyone can practice sadhana, they can become to that state of consciousness. That is the Guru. He taught us. And he made it so simple through Nam Jap. When I'm living in Shirdi, though I was practicing the advanced, the so-called the Samadhipat Yoga, that is Kriya Yoga, that is many things. But when I started living in Shirdi, I learned that it is that simple. Just with Nam Jap and certain, breath practice, we can attain. That is what Baba taught me. Blessed me, in fact. Probably I can teach you guys end of the session what is that Nam Jap is. But before that, there is one thing I wanted to say. Again, coming back to this thing, there are a lot of scams happening in our Baba community. We are here. And I traveled all the way from Shirdi to here to start this, to say that we have to stop that. If we allow, because much more things are happening in a very, very ugly way. That is happening in Shirdi also. Right around Dwarka Mai it is happening. Inside Dwarka Mai it is happening. Everywhere it is happening. Wherever Baba's photo is there, people, there are some scamsters, like a scavenger, they are coming and cheating our devotees. I can list out the names. I don't want to. That will be a politics. But I want to educate our devotees instead of fighting with those people, because I went through a lot of bad experiences because of that people. There is one lady, I don't want to mention her name. She boasts herself, claim herself that she gets Baba in her. Every day Baba coming in her, and because of that she can heal people. And she is charging them. And she is training people to do that healing. She called it as a workshop of healing. And she is charging. What's wrong in that? Wrong is that there is one brother in Australia. He was so emotionally upset, mentally gone sick. He was jobless. He's having partner with his problem with his partner. An Indian brother living in Australia. He came to my contact, and he wanted to badly get out of that situation. He wants some miracle to happen. I told brother, I just want to understand what you are going through. Then he explained, how many peoples from Australia, from Singapore, and from London called him, and they said, they can heal him or call or internet, and charged him hefty of money, but left him with more insane mental status. This is happening everywhere. And those people who cheated that guy are from that workshop. Getting my point? They are there saying that, no, I will do this, I will do that. They are doctors are there. They can do it in a very better way. Pay them and get yourself treated. Why we need that? But this, if we allow, this is spreading everywhere. And there is one guy from Chennai. He is like 30 plus, and in the evening he will become Baba. He will put all that kafani on him, and suddenly he will start acting so weird that he will become like an old man. And bunch of people sitting in front of him, praying. We can't criticize them. They are believing. But this guy is taking them for a ride, cheating them basically. This is happening everywhere. I saw that all the cities. Before coming here, I was in Chandigarh, I was in Bangalore, I was in Chennai, I was doing all this. I know what's going on. And if we have some gratitude towards our Guru, because he did a lot to us, we have to carry from today that, we should not allow this thing to happen. And that's why I'm here. Getting my point? Got it? We are here just to express our gratitude towards our Baba, that we should not allow this to happen anymore. There should be a direct communion between a devotee and a Baba. There should be no middleman. I'm here, maybe like a middleman talking, but I'm here to convey this message that there is no middleman is needed. All we have to do is, we have to understand our Baba through Satcharitra, Life and Teachings of Shirdi Sai Baba by P.V. Narasimha Swami. There are some good books are there. Learn it and understand who is Baba is. That is enough. If you want to go more, we can learn that Nam Jap. We can have a direct communion with Baba, and Baba will guide us. And that's what happening to me. And that's why I'm here to share my knowledge. Got it? And when I was saying that in one of the satsang, I said that I will teach yoga. One gentleman asked, how much you charge? So, our community become that commercial that, everything we started seeing as money. So I am here to clarify that there is no commercial, nothing like that. Whatever he blessed me, I'm going to share with you guys. That's all. Because I am being blessed to live in Shirdi. I want everyone to, get that blessings. It's very beautiful. If you understand Baba, if you start living as his disciple, not as a devotee, there is a difference between living as a devotee and a disciple. I want everyone to become a disciple, not just a devotee. Devotee is totally emotion driven. I want this, I want that. Okay, fine. But start loving Baba for what he is, what he has done for us, what he has done for everyone. As I'm repeating now, when he was like 19, 20 years, such a small boy with no one there to help him, he was living under the neem tree, no food, nothing. Still he achieved this much. And there is no name for him. And that's the best example. A person can achieve this much without a name, right? We given him a name, Sai Baba. When he entered, Mahastapati called him, Hey Sai, Ya Sai. That is a way to welcome the yogis in Marathwada. It is not a name. He was welcoming a yogi. Like Swamiji, please welcome, comes Swamiji like that. That's how. Then that becomes the name, Sai. When he became old, people started calling him Baba, Sai Baba, then become Sai Baba. So he achieved all this without a name. Got it? No, anyone knows his name? Anyone know his history? Anyone know who is his parent? What is education? What is that? This? Nothing. No identity. He did such a big thing without an identity. It is possible for everyone. If we are making him as a God, we are overlooking his achievements. See him as your friend. The miracle will follow later. I myself witnessed a lot of miracle. That is a different story. But see him as your best friend, as your dad, as your brother. That will do. That will invite a lot of miracles. That's later part. But see him that way. Understand him the way he lived. That is the best thing one can follow. I was talking about the survival and non-survival, right? If we live a life the way he lived, that is the greatest thing. A person can have a harmony in their life. That's what I'm trying to say, because I'm going through that. Whatever happens, I don't bother. I will do. Baba is a karma yogi. He lived that. Whatever has been taught in Bhagavad Gita, he is the living example. He set that example, right? Anyone know what is karma yoga? Any idea what is karma yoga? Yeah. Okay. In chapter 32, again coming back to that, Baba was mentioning about these three entities. As I said, these are the metaphor of consciousness. A person who lives in such a state of consciousness only can talk like that. From the fourth perspective of Turiya, he's saying like, my fakir, my Bhagwan, my Sarkar. That is a third person, fourth person perspective. Getting my point? When a person in Brahmajnan only can talk like that. Got it? Why we need to learn that? When we learn that Brahmajnan, then we won't get into that sufferings. Getting my point? Shall we take a break and right? Yeah. So before getting a break, let me share this. So one more time, I'm telling this. There should be no one between Baba and a devotee, and that is why I'm here. And to spread that, there are certain things that I want to share with you so that you can have a better understanding towards our Baba, so that maybe tomorrow you can avoid certain people who are, who are trying to take you for a big ride. Getting my point? All you have to do is to understand him through Satcharita. That is enough. If you want to know more about him, read the other books of Baba written by the old authors like P.V. Narasimha Swami, or the Unraveling Enigma by the Canadian author. That is enough. If we understand him, that is enough. We won't allow anyone. Got it? Shall we take a break? Yep.